Hi, I'm Debbie. Welcome to Vintage Food Farm. I hope you're having an awesome day. Today we're going to do a tour of our chicken setup. Before we moved to Far North Queensland, we knew nothing at all about chickens. I don't think I'd ever even held a chicken and not put much thought into them, that's for sure. I think you can now safely say that I am a crazy chicken lady, 100%, have no doubt. So we'll start the tour of the chicken setup in the larger run. So I'll show you what this is like. So this is quite a large area. It's fenced by chicken wire, which stops lots of predators getting in. The large run and the small run both surround the vegetable garden. And what that means is when I'm working on, when I'm cutting back some lettuce or some sweet potato or just doing general gardening, I can throw all of the scrap leaves and everything over the fence and the chickens can eat them straight away. And when I'm working in the garden, you can see the chickens running around the fence to get as close as they possibly can to me, just in case I chuck over some tomatoes or lettuce or whatever else they love. Now we're moving into the smaller run. So we have a fence which is made of chicken wire again, and the same as the larger run. It is an electric fence to try and stop some of the predators getting in, like pythons and you name it, lace monitors, dogs. This is the smaller run. See some chickens munching down on some banana leaves at the moment. What you doing? What you doing? So this is the smaller run. We have an electric door on the coop which is run by lumens. So that will open in the morning as soon as the sun comes up, and the chickens will spend the first couple of hours in this smaller run just until I can come out and open up the gate for them. We've got some milk crates just for them to get off the wet ground. This is the nursery. So this is where the smaller chickens will go until they get big enough to come out with the big chooks. We have ISO. So ISO is where we would put a chicken if they were being bullied or if they were hurt. Thank goodness we haven't had one that's been hurt, but we have got one that's been bullied, and I'll show you the bullies right here. That's Mr. Guineafowl. You're the bully, aren't you? They walk around like gang members in a primary school. Over here, I'll just show you while they're doing it. You can see the chickens are sunbathing. So that's terrifying when you first see them because you don't know what the hell is going on. But they're sunbathing because they need the sun to help them to stimulate the laying of eggs. And there's Pepper with the little baby guinea. So guineafowl make terrible parents. The mother will lay the eggs and then not sit on them for long enough, and when they hatch she won't stay with them. They're very protective, but not in a good way sometimes. So basically Pepper, who is a chicken, I'll show you again, takes care of the little baby guineas, which is very cute. And you can see that even though this guinea is so tiny, she is still completely safe at the moment, fingers crossed, with the other chickens all around. And that's the reason that she's safe, is because she's been brought up with the chickens. It may not always work, but it has really worked for us. So instead of putting the fertile eggs into an incubator and then raising the chickens till they're big enough to come in here. We just let her do that, and it works out really well. So this is the main coop. So like I said, we've got the automatic door. This is a snake-proof coop. It was made locally, and we're really happy with it. This is what would be their main nesting box. They really like this one. And this is a roll-away nesting box. So the chicken will jump in here, lay the egg, and then most of the time they will drop down into this area. So it's called a roll-away nesting box, and it works really well, and it stops the chickens getting a taste for their own eggs and eating them, basically. This here, that's the nursery for the really tiny chickens. So if the guineas or the chickens have a fertile egg, mainly the guineas, because we've got a male and female guinea, they will lay the eggs in that nesting box, which they did, or she did, and the chicken will then sit on top of them to hatch them. So she'll brood on them and then hatch them, and then the little chicks can live in this area. They've got the ramp to get in and out, and they've got this little wire fence, so that by the time they can jump out of this area, then they are pretty well safe enough to be out with the others. This is what we use instead of roosting poles or bars. So this is basically just cheap shelving, and this is barbecue matting. So these are quite big, probably 1.5 meters by a meter barbecue matting, and we just cut that up and put it on the shelves. Then each morning, after the chickens have been on these all night and they're totally covered in chicken manure, I can take them out. I just fold them all up, and I take them outside to the fence, and I hang them over the fence, and I hose them off. With the design, where we've located the chicken run, so it's sort of in an L shape around the vegetable garden, like I said, so that we can throw all the scraps into the chickens. The other thing is that where we're standing right now is actually right on top of the block. So this is the highest point, and then it slopes down to one side and it slopes down on the other side. So when we wash all the chicken mats here, you can see there's a couple here still hanging out. So when we wash all of the chicken manure onto the ground, the fact that it's sloping means that all the nutrients in the rain, especially in the tropics, will gradually make its way down the hill, and then what we have at the end of the hill are all of the fruit trees. So that way we're not wasting the manure, but I also don't have to do a whole lot of work shoveling it and sprinkling it on gardens and that. We just use it for the fruit trees, and we let it just make its way slowly with the rain down the hill to them. So as well as the vertical roosting area, we have another laying box just in case we really didn't need it. We have the water, that's just some whole corn. That's the basket that we use to collect the eggs. We have a rake in here. So the base of this coop, the base of the coop is made up of three main things. So we've got wire around the edge of the coop. So if I dug down here, there's a strip of wire all the way around under the ground. You can see just a little bit of it there. So the reason that we have the wire around the edge is so that predators can't dig in and under the coop. So that was the first thing that we did. We put that wire down. Then we put in a base. As you can see, this is mainly sand, and then it also has diatomaceous earth and grit in it. So the diatomaceous earth is to kill any parasites that might be lurking around from cockatoos or other wild birds. When the chickens poo on that ground, the diatomaceous earth sort of coats it so that I can easily, it just dries out and I can rake it out straight away, which is really handy. The whole theory here is that we get all the manure out of the coop so that it doesn't smell, and so that it's pleasant for the chickens and for me. In here is where the pullets go. So this is where they go while at night time, while they're getting big enough to stand up to the other chickens. The main thing that causes bullying with chickens is size. We've been very lucky, so we don't have a lot of bullying issues, except for Bettle. I'll show you Bettle now. So that's Bettle. Bettle is being bullied by the male guineafowl. So she just lives in here. She's got a chill life in the vegetable garden. Hello, Bettle. Hello. You good? You can see I'm being followed by chickens everywhere. You can see here they eat the banana leaves. They love it. So to be able to feed chickens banana leaves in the tropics is free food. They absolutely love it. And if you ever want to get eggs with a really nice, really dark yellow yolk and that are so tasty and so healthy, to have limitless banana trees growing around and be able to just feed them, that is incredible. I find it amazing. So in this area we have also some coconuts, which may or may not have been a wise choice. We might need a coconut chicken recipe one day. We've got papaya. This is what we call a salad bar. There's one here and one here, and then around the base of different plants. When the chickens come out here in the morning, because it's such a small space and they've basically eaten any sort of green grass that was here, if we fill these wire frames up with green that they eat, then they can only just get their heads through just a little bit through these holes and just peck the top off of the green without being able to actually dig up the roots and kill the plant. So they're called salad bars, so that there is still some green in here when they're in here in the mornings. This is a starfruit tree. So as well as being a really good place for a snake to hide, so I always look up, it grows starfruit. I can't see any at the moment. There's a couple of little babies there. That's a baby starfruit. So the reason that starfruit tree was obviously already here, and it's fantastic. So it drops starfruit on the ground all day, every day, and the chickens walk around and pick it up. So that's something, again, that they love to eat, that is so good for their super eggs. And I do not have to do anything, so I'm really happy about that. And because there's so much chicken poo and water and nutrients on the ground here now, this tree has doubled in size since we've been here. So I really hope that it comes out just a little bit more, just to provide some more shade in the really hot summer. And also having a canopy stops the hawks being able to come down and take the chickens, which is another predator in this area. So in the same way that we have the starfruit tree over there, we've planted a mulberry tree, and mulberries grow really fast, and in the tropics they grow even faster. This is another salad bar that I've only just planted, but I think they've got into it a bit too much, but that's okay. So over here, this is one of my favourite trees. This is moringa. So moringa is one of the healthiest trees to eat. They grow it in India, in Sri Lanka, and the main place that they grow it is in the Philippines. It is so nutritious, and people put it in, you know, all sorts of meals, and it tastes so amazing and it grows so fast. If somebody doesn't feel well, they'll often have that in a soup, and it's meant to have like some amazing amount of amino acids or something in it. So I feed that to the chickens as well, and that's why we've got super eggs. Over here, so just on the front of the coop, we've got marigolds, and this is kangkong. So this grows really fast, and the idea is that eventually this will grow down to the ground, so it will be like a salad bar as well, just to give them something to peck at. Hey guys! So these are the new young chickens that we've got. We've got 2 silver Sussex. That one's a silver Sussex, and this one's a silver Sussex. Hello! Hello! That's just a commercial red. I don't think you meant to call them an Isa brown, but that's sort of what it is. So yeah, this is central table. So this is where I will cut up any of their food. So we've got the banana stem waiting there. I've got the hori knife, which I use to cut everything up. I always bring my Yeti down for a cold drink because it can get really hot. And then here you can see that they're eating the banana leaf. But I'll actually show you how I cut up the banana and the banana stem for them, so that you can see. I'll do a whole other video on how to feed chickens from the veggie garden and how to feed chickens for less, but I'll just show you now quickly what happens when I start to cut up banana stem and pawpaw for them. So now I'm going to show you what happens when I put down papaya, which I already have, and cut up some banana stem, which they love. Chop, 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 chop. Hello. So this is free food because bananas grow like crazy in the tropics, and so do papaya. I'll get my hori and just cut it up, and they'll eat the seeds in the papaya as well, which are really good for them, really nutritious. There we go. Chop, 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 chop. So yeah, banana stem, banana leaf, they love the green. Hello, chup chups. Chup 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 chup. And anything green is what makes your eggs really yellow and really tasty. So yeah, that's it. That's how we have happy chickens and super eggs. So I'll show you one of the little banana plantations that we have on the property. So this is actually a whole cluster of bananas, and also there's some guava tree in here as well, with heaps of guava growing. And I haven't actually tried guava with the chickens yet, but I'd be surprised if they didn't eat it. So you can just see how many banana leaves we have. There's a beautiful big bunch of bananas coming up there. There's another huge one up the top there, I don't think. Yeah, there we go. There's another huge bunch of bananas. So the chickens will not only eat the leaves and the stems. So we chop these stems up. I'll actually show you a video of Tim cutting up the stems for the chickens. So Tim's chopping up the banana. We'll actually feed those bananas to the chickens as well. But this is the stem, and he'll chop that up into pieces, and then we will probably just pop it over here on the table is usually where I put it. And then each day I come out and chop it up into small bits, and the chickens love it. Endless free chicken food. And that will stay fresh for weeks. Another thing they eat is the petals from the banana flower. Well, that one's been cut off. You can see there's a banana flower. So as the petals drop off onto the ground, the chickens will eat those as well. And lots of little, there's the postman, lots of little bananas. Here's some of the arancanas just sitting in the tree. Broken down branch, I should say. We try and keep it as natural as possible. That way when the trees break down, so they won't last that long in the wet season, and they hit the ground, then they'll have all the bugs under them, and then the chickens can dig that up and get all the bugs as well. So it does take me probably 20 minutes each morning to clean out the coops and feed the chooks and sit down and give them some banana leaves or some papaya or some tree lettuce or whatever it is they're getting that day. And then at night time, because we've got the automatic battery operated doors, I don't have to be up with the sparrows to let them out. They let themselves out and I come down at a civilised hour. And then at night, they'll actually put themselves into the coop and the door will shut. Now, if we've got babies, I do have to go and put them in because we don't have an automatic door on that coop yet, but we will one day. So yeah, it's a little bit of work, but not too much. And I thoroughly enjoy every single minute of it. And we get amazing eggs as well. So it's pretty win-win. It's very cool. So cute. So that's the end of our tour of our chicken setup in tropical Far North Queensland. I hope you've enjoyed it. I really enjoyed showing you. Don't forget to like and subscribe, hit the bell button, but most importantly, stay calm in the farm and we'll see you next time.